Over an 80-year period, I've traveled literally 1 million miles to curate over 1 million mementos for the Sports Immortals collection.
Everybody wants to know how you were able to assemble the Sports Immortals collection of over 1 million mementos. We know that you established great relationships with the equipment managers over the years, that you traveled the world to meet the great athletes and their relatives, and just recently we started exploring some of the large major collections that you acquired over the years. Was there any collection that you acquired that wasn't just a single sport?
Well, the largest all-sports collection that I eventually acquired was from Michael Lopota from Western Pennsylvania. I first met Michael when I was 19 years old. The Roto section in Pittsburgh Post-Gazette had done a feature story on me, and he had seen it and called me, invited me out to see his collection. Now at this time I thought I had the greatest collection on earth. When I went out to see Michael Lopota's collection, it humbled me. I first went out there in 1957 and he showed me, he had over 100,000 items. It was immense. The whole house was a museum.
How did you get contacted in the early 80s that his collection might be available for purchase?
Well, we kept in touch with each other. I visited him on a couple different occasions, invited him to see my collection, but he was a disabled war veteran. He caught malaria in the Philippines fighting under Douglas MacArthur in World War II. And he came back home and he started his collection back in the early 30s. And when he went off to war and came back disabled, he continued to write to different athletes. If they didn't respond, he would send them a follow-up telegram saying, you know, I fought in World War II and was disabled fighting in your behalf. Least you could do is send me a memento. And he and his wife, Alice, they called themselves Mr. and Mrs. Sports. And they had a vision just like mine of creating, you know, a national museum on sports. Kept in touch with him over the years, and then I got a call in the early 80s that he had a terminal illness, and Alice said if I was interested in purchasing the collection, if I would come out, you know, maybe we could work something out. I eventually did that and purchased the whole collection, and it took 2 years to unpack the whole collection after it took a month to package it up.
Let's take a look at some of the things we have here. What's really cool to me is when we have items that are addressed to Michael Lopota and signed by the athletes. And this is an autographed photo from Pistol Pete Maravich. Says, "To the Lopota family, it's an honor to be a member of your collection, Pistol Pete." He provided not only the photo, but his LSU jersey.
Very rare, very beautiful and valuable jersey.
Now this one is interesting because we didn't have much to go on this jersey other than we know that it is one of the oldest professional basketball jerseys in existence of the Buffalo Bisons.
If not the oldest, it certainly is one of the oldest.
This is a phenomenal piece. This is a trophy from Bill Tilden, 1927, something that he won in one of his tennis tournaments.
Bill Tilden was a legend. I mean, the greatest player of his time.
We have binders this high, multiple binders of photos and letters that he spent a lifetime writing the athletes, right? And getting things. It's super rare to find someone as dedicated as he was. These are just a few samples of some of the photos and letters that he received after writing these people. President Kennedy, to Mr. and Mrs. Lopota, my best wishes to you,
John Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy. This is an Arnold Palmer letter. It says, "Thank you for writing again in regards to sending you golf clubs and a golf ball. I do not have a set of clubs to send you as I sent them to the company when I need a new set, but I shall be pleased to forward the promised golf ball. Thanking you again, Arnold Palmer." This is New York Cosmos game-used uniform of Pelé. And what's interesting is that Pelé signed it in Portuguese, and it says, "A Familia Lopota Olo Amigo," which I believe means to the Lopota family, your friend, Edson Pelé.
Montreal Canadiens wool jersey worn by Maurice Rocket Richard, truly a hockey immortal, one of the greatest of all time. Also, another one of the greatest of all time is Gordie Howe, Team Canada 74 game-worn jersey.
That's signed Mr. Hockey also.
We also have a beautiful trophy from Helen Wills Moody, probably the greatest woman player of her time. This is really one of my favorites too. Minnesota jersey from Bronco Nagurski. When I visited Red Grange, and most of the old-time players, almost everyone would say Nagurski was the greatest player of all time. He played both ways. He was a fullback on offense, and he was a tackle on defense. And speaking of Red Grange, this is an advertisement, Wilson advertisement of Newt Rockne football, and picture of Red Grange. Very rare advertisement, extremely valuable.
Dad, I know this is just a pittance of some of the items that we have from the Michael Lopota collection, and someone as dedicated as he was deserves to be perpetuated, not just the athletes that he collected.
Well, with all the pioneers, and again, as we talk about their collections, we hope to have plaques honoring these individuals with their background and also with their mementos that we've added to the Sports Immortals collection, representing their labors of love, so to speak.
So they'll forever be immortalized in the Sports Immortals family. That's pretty cool.
They'll live forever.
Awesome. We hope you enjoyed this video. Did you enjoy this video?
I loved it.
Well, make sure you go on your account and hit like and subscribe to the channel. And you as well, because we have so much incredible Sports Immortals content to share with you in the near future. And make sure you check us out on our social media accounts. What are they?
TikTok, Instagram,